We're joined now by mum and parenting expert Liz Fraser and teacher Frances Gilbert. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Liz, what is the most extravagant present you have given? And Frances, what is the most extravagant present you have received?
I think the most extravagant present any of my children have ever given was a small candle at one point, which I was actually so embarrassed that she gave. I did ask her kindly not to give it, but then she did.
Where did she get it from? Did she?
I think she went to the local shop.
Oh, so she spent
But she
her
really
pocket money
wanted
on it.
to. She did, and so for her that was a really big thing. But we don't do present giving for teachers. We make something. I think that means more. It's a personal thing. Best thing that any of my children have ever given a teacher, actually, according to the teachers, was a little, almost like a cross, like a word search, which I can't say which of my children did this because they'll just die of embarrassment, but it was like a word search, and she did it all herself. She was 10, I think, and put all the relevant words, like they'd been on a trip to the farm or whatever it was that class had done. That teacher took the time to then come to me afterwards, and she said that is the nicest thing any pupil has ever given me, and she'll keep it forever.
Yeah.
So.
Frances?
Well, I've received all-in-one gift, 4 bottles of wine, a book voucher, and you know, bath stuff, which all came from one parent.
Wow. So smellies and bath bows and salts,
and she was very grateful because I had helped her child quite a bit with his GCSEs. But that said, you know, it does have an impact because you do favour that child when you've got such nice presents, and perhaps it is a bit unfair. Because
so how many bottles of wine does it take to make sure your son gets an A?
Probably about 6.
6, okay. 6.
Right. Can I ask you though, do you really favour that child? Honestly, does it work that way round?
I think it must colour your opinions because you are thinking when, you know, next time you mark that person's work, oh, I've got 4 bottles of wine, you know, stashed away at home. And
This word search was no good.
Have you noticed, Frances, that it's getting, worse is the wrong word, but it's sort of the presents are getting more extravagant and there's more of them?
It's definitely getting worse, I think, and it does worry me, and that's why I'm in favour of, like Liz, you know, just having a card and just getting rid of the whole thing altogether because, you know, parents are desperate for their children to do really well, and they're expecting,
well, I mean, that's,
you know, extra favourable treatment if they give presents, I think.
And Liz, that's going to leave, I mean, I can imagine cereal spoons clattering up and down the country in kitchens as people think, actually, clearly this does matter.
And we all have, you know, obviously it's a light-hearted discussion, blah, blah, but somewhere underneath there, first of all, you have to ask yourself, who are you doing this for? Most parents are doing it for other parents. Let's be really honest. There is a lot of one-upmanship that goes on. Oh, so-and-so got a hamper from blah-de-blah, maybe I should give something else, which I think is extraordinary. So it's to impress other parents as much as anything else. But also, think about the impact it's having on your child. Think about what that tells them when you say to your child, you know, oh, you must go and give, you know, Mrs. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so a present. By the way, it is your job to teach, right? I mean, I don't get gifts and presents for doing the work that I do. So there's a slightly strange thing for me about that, of saying, oh, thank you very much for looking after our children. You know, yeah, here's a weekend in a spa.
Well, it's funny, Alexandra's got in touch to say, I don't agree with buying gifts for teachers. You don't give a bus driver a bottle of wine when you get off the bus, and nurses aren't allowed to accept gifts. And this should be policy in schools too.
Interesting.
Frances, you don't think that they should continue with gifts?
I don't think so. I do worry that, you know, it does lead to kind of favourable treatment for particular students, and it is a bit of a minefield. And of course, you always have the teachers who are encouraging students to give presents as well, and that's a bit of a minefield. Yeah, I think some teachers send real clear signals that they're expecting a lot of stuff at the end of term.
And you said and female teachers, in your experience, get more presents than the men.
Oh yeah. But that's being a bit sexist, isn't it? But
well,
it is
it's
true.
your experience.
It is my experience.
Is it the female teachers get?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, look, thank you very much for joining us. It's fascinating.